Coming up tonight on YCN News, an early morning fire destroys a New London waterfront house. Businesses in Bellows Falls could benefit from the relocation of a major employer to its downtown. And Vermont State Police bring us an update on yesterday's story of a missing woman. For more news, weather, and sports, it's time for YCN, your local view.
Now, your daily digest of the Dartmouth Lake Sunapee region, southern Vermont, and Windsor County. News, sports, weather, and all that is happening in our area. The news on YCN, your local view.
Good evening, and welcome to this Wednesday edition of YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. You may have been one of the many motorists caught today in the aftermath of an accident and downed wires along I-89 near Lebanon and Hanover exits. Police shut down I-89 near exits 17, 18, 19, and 20 this afternoon due to an accident and downed wires. Fire and police departments responded to an ongoing brush fire and a serious accident. A man in a car that had rolled over suffered a serious head injury. The man was removed from the car, which also had rolled down the embankment by exit 18, and taken to Dartmouth Hitchcock Medical Center. Traffic delays began shortly after 10 a.m. Around 1 p.m., traffic reopened. An early morning fire destroyed a New London waterfront house today. There were no injuries, New London Fire Chief Jay Lyon tells YCN News, but the home at 29 Boulder Point Road is a total loss. The fire went to 3 alarms. Lyon says he is grateful for the mutual aid from area fire departments, including Bradford, Newbury, Sutton, and Wilmot. No one was home at the time of the fire, which firefighters responded to at 2:31 a.m. Robert Carr is the property owner on record, town assessor Norman Bernash says. The near 3,000 square foot home is valued at $688,000. The home sits on 2.3 acres of land and includes a dock and cabin, says Bernash. If all goes as hoped, businesses in Bellows Falls could benefit from the relocation of a major employer to its downtown. Francis Walsh says Chroma Technology Corp. may move from its current building off I-91 near Exit 6 in Rockingham to the downtown village. Bellows Falls is a village within the town of Rockingham in Windham County. Chroma is an employee-owned company that makes optical filters and related products for the medical and biotech industries. Walsh tells YCN News the cost to build a new site may be in the millions, but the rewards are plentiful.
To round it off, and we've done a lot of different studies so far, we don't have a final plan, but we've got 4 different concept plans that have been done over the last couple of years. But it could be anywhere from 10 to 16 million.
Chroma's new building would be near a multi-acre parcel known as the Island. It's the site of a former paper mill. Not only would Chroma have a new building, another business could relocate to Tim Imtech Lane, where Chroma now is.
And it also, what it does is it frees up their existing building, which is a 29,000 square foot building that is a clean, environmentally clean, it's a clean room building. It would free that up for another company to come into town. So we would have, which we don't have anywhere in southern Vermont right now. We don't have any available clean manufacturing facilities that have, that are modern, that have adequate power. So that would open that up for a company to come into town, either relocate or start up.
Daily foot traffic into nearby retail shops would increase if Chroma's new site becomes a reality.
If this does come about, there'll be upwards of 120 people working in the downtown. Some of these people may buy houses in the downtown. That'd certainly be supporting all of the existing businesses, hardware store, bookstores, restaurants, coffee shops, and we'd hope that that would increase in the downtown.
In other Windham County news, now that voters in Vernon decided during the town meeting to defund its police department, the county's sheriff's deputies have taken over. Yesterday marked the first day of Vernon's public safety patrols, and as the Brattleboro Reformer reported, the end of the town's full-time police department. Windham County Sheriff Keith Clark told voters that his department could offer 168 hours of patrol coverage for less money than had been paid by residents when the town had its own department. Lieutenant Mark Anderson is the sheriff of the new Vernon Division. YCN News has an update to a story we reported yesterday. Vermont State Police found Rita Sweet around 7 p.m. yesterday just over the state line in New York. She was reported missing Monday evening. Troopers say they identified the 71-year-old Sweet from the description of her and what she was wearing by her family. Sweet told police she left her home after a money-related argument with family members. She had intended to walk to Petersburg, New York, to meet friends and other relatives. Sweet told police she took a nap in the shade near the Hoosick River and walked later in the day. Other than a few blisters on her feet and being dehydrated, she was in good health. Sweet was reunited with family at the Southern Vermont Medical Center. Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. One candidate for the U.S. congressional seat now held by Democrat Ann McLean Custer met with supporters at a private fundraising event in Grantham yesterday night. Republican challenger Marilinda Garcia. YCN News asked the candidate, "What do you gain from having events like these?"
It's a chance to get to meet, people in the community at a little more intimate, closer level. It's a nice, relaxed atmosphere, and, they can interact with me, and I can hear from them what they're concerned about. They can ask me questions, and just a way to gain support. And I think it would be important, once you're elected, that you have that communication and openness. So it's just a way to start that from the beginning. There's such a wealth of information. As elected officials, we have to make decisions about everything, but we can't possibly be experts on everything. So, you need to talk to everybody so you can learn everything.
We then asked, "Why are you running for Congress at this time in your political career?"
And I just wrapped up my 4th term in the state legislature, and having been involved in trying to achieve, solutions and reforms to some of the challenges New Hampshire has that are either obvious, and easily identifiable, or ones that I've become passionate about, just different legislative initiatives of my own. I find that we can't really accomplish too much on the state level if we don't have support from our federal representation. I feel like we've been working in opposite directions. We're here on the state level trying to, again, achieve reforms and solutions, and our federal reps are putting more power in the federal government, expanding that.
We wanted to know what she would like to achieve for businesses.
I'd want to be an advocate for the concerns, again, that I hear expressed from these people, from the 2 businesses I visited today, where there's just this sense that government is constantly encroaching upon business and people's ability to develop and expand and create jobs and, be a success. It's all this arbitrary legislation from afar, encroaches on privacy, it creates regulatory obstacles to development, it increases red tape, it raises costs. So all of those things I'd want to be pushing back on.
She talked about the brain drain from New Hampshire. We asked Marilinda what she would do to alleviate this concern.
When industry flourishes, there's new growth in different areas, and usually those areas are responsive to industries and issues that are globally relevant, be they in healthcare, technology, all of these areas that people are studying, and actively seeking to work in. And that has to do from design to actual manufacturing level. I think we should be able to be expanding in all of those areas.
Finally, our reporter wanted to know how she would work with the rest of New Hampshire congressional delegation.
I'd love to work with all of them on these things I've mentioned, be that their ideas or mine. If we have a meeting of minds in terms of, here's a challenge New Hampshire is happening, how can we prevent the federal government from being an obstacle to that development? That's what I'd like to achieve.
To learn more about Garcia, go online to her campaign website, www.marilindagarcia.com. Each Wednesday, we bring you the chance to improve your life by improving the life of a cat or dog who needs a new home. It's time now for our Pet of the Week segment.
Welcome to YCN's Pet of the Week, brought to you by Achille Agway with 6 locations including Walpole, New Hampshire, and Healthwise Pet Food, nutrition first for the love of your pet. Bear is a large male black cat with just a little white on his chest. He is 9 to 10 years old, but you wouldn't know it. Bear is affectionate and does love attention. If you have time to give him a scratch and shower him with love, he will return the kindness. We're never quite sure if it's his kibble or affection that he wants the most, but after his tummy's full, he's right there for love. Bear is calm and would make anyone a good companion. Please give a black cat a chance as they're the last to be selected. Rocco came to the shelter as a give-up. The reason being the past owner's busy schedule. He's a 4-year-old tiger with white and medium long hair. On his trip to the vet, he was examined in the doctor's lap while sitting on the floor. He commented about how he'd be a great cat for an older person. We think so too. He's a bit shy at the moment, but he's been alone a lot and really wants someone to give him attention and love. Call River Valley Animal Protection League in Charlestown, 826-3061.
Consider adopting a pet as an investment in yourself. Animal companionship can ease loneliness and lift the spirits of a pet owner. A Dartmouth College student was roughed up early this morning by 3 local men charged by police with assault. The student, Hubert Clark, was jumped around 12:08 a.m. while walking across the Dartmouth Green. Clark was hit by his assailants even after he had fallen to the ground. Police took Clark to Dartmouth Hitchcock Medical Center where he was treated and released. His injuries are non-life-threatening. Money and personal property belonging to Clark were taken during the unprovoked attack, say police. With the description given police of the attackers, police found 3 men in the area who fit the description. They were detained and questioned. Charged with second-degree assault, felony counts of robbery, and falsifying physical evidence are 26-year-old Mark Ruppel of Canaan, New Hampshire, and 20-year-old Troy Schwartz of Lebanon. Both men were scheduled to be arraigned in Lebanon District Court today. Items taken from Clark during the attack were recovered, say police. This investigation is ongoing. Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. Now Matt McDonald will have a look at our weather for the next few days and then move on to sports.
Thanks, Rose. Tonight we have a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Skies will be mostly cloudy with lows in the upper 60s and winds around 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow we'll have a high of 81 degrees with calm winds and a 60% chance of precipitation. Showers and thunderstorms are expected after 1 p.m. Thursday night we'll have rain and storms before 3 a.m. Skies will be cloudy with lows in the 60s and winds around 5 miles per hour. Friday we have a 50% chance of showers with partly sunny skies and highs in the 70s. Friday night we'll have a low of 53 degrees with partly cloudy skies. There will be scattered thunderstorms in our area tonight. Lingering storms may be around until Friday. Then expect some clear to cloudy skies for this weekend. Now let's see what's coming up on our community calendar. Tomorrow in New Hampshire, the Claremont and Lebanon Farmers Markets will be held at 4 p.m. In Vermont, the Village Green in Quechee is holding the Spencer Lewis and the Folk Rock Project at 6:30 p.m. The Lebanon, New Hampshire Opera House will host the Patrick Fitzsimmons Band tomorrow at 7 p.m. Remember, you can submit local events from your community by sending them to news@ycnnow.com. And now let's check up with the latest from the New Hampshire Fisher Cats. Last night, the Fisher Cats got back at Reading for taking away their winning streak. The Fisher Cats defeated them in a strong 6-2 win. 2 other Reading games will happen Wednesday and Thursday starting at 7:05 p.m. Then, the Fisher Cats will continue with a 3-game series against Trenton.